this time that a copy of the current Open Meetings Act is available at the back of the room, well, on the north wall over there, where it is accessible to the public. Simpson
Here.
is here. Sisson
Here.
is here. Mary McDermott is on Zoom. Larry Gibbons is here. Troy Urban is here. Jason Hines is on Zoom. Ben Johnson is on Zoom. And Randy Aldrich is here. Thank you, Mary Ellen and myself. Okay.
We can all stand for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge of allegiance, please. Amen. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, thank you everybody for coming on live on Zoom. Everybody here at council is going to be a learning experience for all of us. We're treading on a lot of different waters here lately, but we'll make it through. We're all in this together. We got to keep our social distancing somewhat. Item 1, consent agenda. Approve the agenda, pay the claims as submitted, approve the minutes of the March 17, 2020 regular council meeting. So moved. Troy Urban.
Second.
Second by Aldrich.
Hines?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Aldrich?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Sisson?
Yes.
McDermott?
Yes.
Gibbons?
Yes.
Urban?
Yes.
Thank you.
Carried. And I presume that anybody on Zoom can make the motion or second, correct?
Yep.
Okay. There is nobody here from public forum. We do like to keep this down to 10 people or under. So we're doing well here. Item 3, Jamie Tilson, approved blocking off areas of 2nd and 3rd Avenues for an Eradicate Cancer car show on May 9th. Is Jamie Tilson with us on Zoom?
Nope.
Last year they had between West Avenue and Grant, and I think they also went around the corner on South on 3rd. But what I'm seeing here and what I'm reading, they're just looking for Grant Street from 2nd and 3rd. They had quite a few plastic cars, not quite like the show and shine. This is rat rods, and it's pretty interesting last night. But anybody have any questions? Any issues? Like I say, last year it was in front of Lost Way Brewery, and it seemed like they had quite a bit of attendance, and people really enjoyed it.
And when I talked to Jamie, he might want to go around the edge of that again, in front of Lost Way.
I would say we could have him work with Kim as far as barricades or any of that kind of thing again, since they've done it last year. Probably kind of got a good idea of what they're doing, so.
We closed off the streets before, so
Yeah,
as long as it works with Kim.
I'd move we approve with that caveat.
Simpson makes the motion, approve.
I'll second it.
Question,
And Mary?
are the organizers going to be, consider themselves subject to the current CDC guidelines or wherever we're at when we get to May 9th? So, we're giving our blessing and we're helping with this pending approval from the health department as they get closer to the event?
Well, probably can't answer on behalf of them, but I would say that's probably gonna be a state issue at that point in time, so it would be a legal issue. And
I
I'm,
just wanted to point out that, you know, as the dates for everything get extended, May 9th is kind of getting pretty close to where we still might not be able to do types of things like this.
yeah, very true.
Can everybody hear Mary?
I'm sure that they're probably looking at that too, as far as Jamie, if this is still going on, they'll probably postpone, I would think.
This is for a month, May 9th.
Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen in a month yet.
Yeah, good point, Mary. We can approve it.
You had a motion and a second on the table.
Yeah.
Did Gibbons second that, or did Mary second it?
Actually, I just have Simpson as a motion.
I think Larry had it
Larry
first.
seconded. Okay. I guess I was paying more attention to Mary, sorry.
Tell where you rate. Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, motion and a second. Sisson,
Yes.
McDermott, Harry? Ooh, I can't hear you.
You're muted, Mary. Sorry, yes.
Thank you. Gibbons,
Yes.
Burbon,
Yes.
Hines,
Yes.
Johnson, Aldrich,
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
Motion carried to approve. Item 4, approve a memorandum of understanding with Two Rivers Public Health for control of protection of citizens against the spread of communicable disease, illness, and poisoning. And I believe that the county has already approved this, is that correct?
County approved this back in 2005 or 6, and with this pandemic issue, they were informed, or Two Rivers was informed, that their memorandum with the county did not include the city because we're a separate governmental entity. So they needed municipalities to approve the same, basically the same memorandum with them to enforce the same things throughout the county without taking municipalities out of the picture. I had some current concerns when I first looked at it because it looks like we're gonna take over and pretty much take control. And I talked to Jeremy and Tanify a little bit, and she guaranteed me that we can still make our own rules that apply to the community, or to the city of Holdridge, and that they're enforceable. They can be stricter than what the state or what Two Rivers is putting in place, but not less restrictive. So the same as with the state law.
So if there's something that we wanted to add to this MOU, we could still do it. I don't see anything different.
Yeah, this just gives them permission to enforce the rules that are in place.
Dane, they don't have that authority now.
That was the concern, that they don't have the authority within the municipality because the original agreement is with the county, in which we are in the county, but we're a separate government entity. So that's why they want this memorandum of understanding so that they can have the authority in the city.
this way it'll be the same all the way across the county, so there won't be hiccups.
Yeah. Kind of a housekeeping issue.
I didn't see anything. Rod, did you have any issues with MOU with Two Rivers?
Rod, you're on mute.
Jim, can you hear me?
We're on now. We got you, Rod.
No, yeah, I had some issues, but, in thinking about it, they're taking on a lot of responsibility. Let's just pass it the way it is, and then, if we need to tweak it, we'll tweak it later. I mean, this is all new ground for everybody.
Okay, thanks, Rod.
Did anybody else hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Yes.
Any questions from the council? Motion to approve the MOU,
So
Randy?
moved.
Second?
Sisson, seconds.
Simpson,
Yes.
Sisson,
Yes.
McDermott, Givens,
Yes.
Burbine,
Yes.
Hines,
Yes.
Johnson, Oliver.
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion carried, thank you. Item 5, consider awarding bid for the ball field project. I think we had 5 different contractors bid on it. They range from $2,694 to $949.
2 million.
I can't even read. I'm not
You're
used to
getting us a
writing
better
those
deal.
big figures. $2,694,949, all the way up to $3.749 thousand for Nemaha Landscape out of Lincoln. We have, like I say, they vary quite a bit, and I'm very pleased that some of those lower than what we anticipated. I did notice that on the low bid, Landscape Unlimited LLC, some of their subcontractors, 3 of them are locals, Papa Construction, Ainsley or K&D Electric, and Benjamin Landscape for the grassing. That's on the low bid. Kim, did you want to add something on that?
Well, no, I just, yeah, a lot of them did try to get some of the locals included, but, Landscape Unlimited did come through with a low bid, and to my knowledge, they've met all the criteria that we have requested.
And I think Kim mentioned something about if they thought, Landscape Unlimited thought that they could possibly be done.
They did make a comment that if they were awarded the bid, they might still be done by October. And it all depends on, though, if the state gets shut down and the construction companies get shut down, then I don't know what would happen, but, we might be able to do some tweaking of our specs and whatnot, that if we were able to get done in October, there's a small possibility that we could change some of the specs and maybe go to all grass seed instead of sodding, because it would have the entire fall and spring to grow. There are just certain options out there that we might be able to have.
That sounds awfully good. Anybody on Zoom have any questions?
Do we know how much the bond rates have changed since this was put together?
What's that, Mary?
Do we know how much the bond rates have changed since this was put together? Might we save some money there?
It's dropped a little bit, but at this
When we
point,
go to borrow, does anyone know how much it's dropped, or if we're gonna get some updated numbers on that?
it's a day-to-day thing with the
Be the way it's
pandemic.
what it is right now,
Yeah.
right?
What's
Right,
that?
that's wondered by how much, if we had any updates from the bonding company.
No.
And we still have somebody working on grants. I don't know where we stand on any grants. I have not heard anything on the grants. I have not heard from any large benefactor yet who would like to have naming rights to the field.
I have not sat down with Kim Heinrichs for a month or so, ever since this pandemic got serious with Holdridge. But I can reach out to her tomorrow to see what there might be available that we have maybe even been received, or what we are still looking at.
And we look at tabling this for a couple weeks before we award it, so we can look at some of these other you know, between him getting a chance to talk to Cam, we can kind of discuss a little bit more as far as some of the options the contractors may be showing us, you know, like I say, with the seeding and sodding, there might be some other little tweaks that give us a little more time to kind of get totally comfortable with the numbers.
I would highly recommend,
Since we're dealing with this big of a dollar amount, I think we wanna kind of,
it's hard to go ahead and how we're gonna pay for it.
yeah.
You know, give us a
Now that
couple
we
weeks.
know kind of where we're at on what the bid is, we can get some of that stuff maybe lined up and then come back in 2 weeks and vote on the contract.
Randy?
I agree with Doug, and I just want to let everybody know I spoke to Rager this evening, and Bob recommends that we table this for 2 weeks. He's got some ideas. He's actually working in his hospital bed.
I don't surprise me.
And Bob just thinks that's what we ought to do, and they're working on the side to try to figure out a way to save a little money on this too. And I recommend that we table this for 2 weeks.
Doug made the motion,
I'd make the motion to do that.
and Aldrich seconds. And I'm excited about the low bid.
Yeah. I like the numbers and I like the local contractor.
Low,
Yeah.
oh, it's a lot of things going for it.
And it
So,
sounds like this is a company that does worldwide business installing golf courses and building facilities like that, so I think they're well recommended, so.
I
Yeah,
think
sounds
there's,
good.
I think there's also a couple more subs in there that are local too, that they didn't list. I think there's like 5 or 6 local subs.
In the
And
first bid?
Huh?
In the first bid?
in that
Low
low one.
bid, yes. I mean, there's dirt work to be done, a lot of dirt work yet to be done. I think that's local. And I don't remember what the other one was, but I was impressed that they're working with local people, and I'd like to see local contractors do the majority of this project. And that's where we're sitting right now. I think it's a win-win situation.
So if we vote this, we're gonna award the bid in 2 weeks then?
No,
No?
Hey, could you ask those guys to speak up quite a bit, please?
Sure,
Just me, I can't hardly hear anything going on.
okay,
Yeah, we missed part of that.
okay.
Just need them to speak up a
Doug?
little bit. Hi, guys, thanks.
Doug Simpson said he would like to recommend that we table this for the next council meeting, 2 weeks, so we can kind of look at the bidding and see if we can sharpen up the bid. And Kim also said that we could, he would get a hold of Kim Heinrich, see where we stand on that. Randy said he had talked to Bob Rager tonight, and Bob is putting in overtime on his hospital bed. He's got some ideas that he would, on this, and so I don't know if Bob has joined us, but
Jeff is online.
what?
Jeff is online.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Cool. So, Bob gets feeling better, and we can communicate with Dane and give us 2 weeks to kind of throw this together. It's kind of exciting that this might come off the ground.
just need some moolah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I like the LU proposal. I especially like the part about keeping as much stuff local still. That's been a while since we've had one of the ones around like that, so. Yeah, I'm on board with tabling it. I'll make a motion.
We have a motion, Ben. We have a motion by Simpson and a second by Aldridge.
Oh, okay, good.
Does anybody else on Zoom have any questions? Hey, Dane?
Okay. Sisson,
Yes.
McDermott,
Yes.
Gibbon,
Yes.
Burbon,
Yes.
Hines,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Aldridge,
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Motion carried to table, so we'll see what happens in 2 weeks. Item 6, review of the PCDC economic recovery plan, pandemic. We've talked with the Two Rivers. They've got kind of covered the health issue that we are facing, battling live now. PCDC, now they're going to handle part of the economics for our community. Ron?
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yep. Yes.
Terrific. As you said to start the meeting, Mayor, this is kind of new territory for everybody, but I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this in the future. I just wish I had had the foresight to buy Zoom stock before this happened. Our first quarter report to you is dominated by the COVID-19 pandemic, and I've provided a written report to you, so don't want to necessarily just read what you already have in front of you, but there are a couple of things that I do want to emphasize, and I certainly want to take any of your questions. We have reacted and responded to what we see as a lot of stress on our economy right now, and we're hearing very good feedback on the programs that we did launch last week. We won't have firm numbers until Friday on the amount of applications or requests for reimbursement that we'll receive, but I'm quite confident that it's going to exceed $30,000 in the first week of the program. Like I said, we've had really favorable feedback from a lot of businesses who are facing a lot of uncertainty about their future right now. We posted quite a lot of information on all of our social media platforms and our website. We've tried to summarize all of the federal programs. Our local programs do not duplicate or mirror any of the programs that are available from the federal government. That's intentional. We wanted to make our programs very easy to use and to understand. The federal programs, we're also hearing that a number of banks are pre-approving loans in anticipation of the rules and funding mechanisms being rolled out sometime this week. So that will send a fresh injection of money into the economy once those funds start to flow. Should be within the next 2 weeks. We also conducted a survey of local businesses over March 31st to April 1st. We had 30 businesses respond to that survey. I think you've got the summary of that in front of you. There are some worrisome details in there, but also some things that are more positive and optimistic. At that time, that moment in time, and this is a fluid situation and changing, we had 20% of the businesses in Phelps County that had either adjusted hours, reduced hours, or closed. That figure may be well higher today, a week later, than it was then. We had about 400 people in the county that at that time had converted to work at home. I think that number is probably higher today, but we know it's 3 higher because today was PCDC's first work from home day, and it does take an adjustment. Nothing's as easy as you become accustomed to it being in the office, but it's an important adjustment for all of us to make. We had 52% of the respondents say that they had seen reduced revenues, and that is a really concerning figure, not just to us, but to the businesses that are actually experiencing that. But one of the positive things that we saw was that 85% of the businesses don't think that in 6 months' time that there's going to be any permanent reduction in the workforce. So I think by
businesses you surveyed, are we talking about entire Phelps County, or are you talking about Main Street businesses?
We surveyed, all businesses, it was a Survey Monkey, application, and we had 30 businesses that responded. Some of them were Main Street businesses, but we also had manufacturers and the whole range of different businesses in town. Finance, banks, insurance agencies. So I think it's a good cross-section, Ben.
Did I hear right that Allman Brothers shut down the end of the week?
For 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks?
Didn't hear that.
I was asking if Allman Brothers had shut down. I'd heard that last week, but the
I
mayor said
heard that they
2
had
weeks.
shut down, but it's, they still have inventory going and, but, for the plant, the workforce, it was just for 2 weeks. They should be back going, next week.
That's good, because that's a lot of people to be affected.
Entire shift permanently.
What's that?
They laid off an entire shift permanently.
Well, the second shift?
Yeah, their B shift.
Yeah.
How many people is that, Jason?
I don't recall exactly. I'm guessing it's between probably 20 and 30 at this point. I think they got rid of B shift assembly a while back.
They have quite an inventory built up out there, and the construction has not taken off like, you know, Allman Brothers kind of comes and goes, and it goes with construction, and the economy right now with the stocks and COVID-19 has affected a lot of things.
One of the things we tried to do is connect local manufacturing companies to what the national demands are right now through the Nebraska Manufacturing Extension Partnership. They're consolidating or aggregating information and connecting people that are companies that have excess capacity here now with where the demand is across the entire country. We pushed that out to all of our local manufacturers. I don't know if any have taken advantage of that yet, but it is an opportunity.
Input.
Ron, have you had any businesses take advantage of the digital development grant yet?
Yes, we've had, I'm aware of at least 2 applications. I think we have 3, maybe 4. And I think that we're going to see more and more of those. There was a lot of inquiry about that, Mary. But the applications, I can't tell you exactly how many we've gotten so far. That's something that will help people far into the future too, if they can improve their online presence.
This COVID-19 has forced a lot of people to do things different and close different. After it's over, they'll probably have some new and improved ways to do business and stuff. And hopefully maintain the workforce.
Yes.
Any questions for Ron?
Just want to say thanks for putting this together, Ron. It's good information.
Ben?
And the businesses really appreciate the economic boost with the gift cards, and it sounds like the bank, several bankers say they're really been busy with the SBA loans, and so we're trying to go in the right direction anyway.
That's true. One last thing, I'm sorry, I failed to mention that PCDC has partnered with the Community Foundation, Phelps County Community Foundation. They're also adding a match into the Disaster Recovery Fund. Their fund is going to focus mainly on nonprofit or community outreach services. And we think there's going to be a significant need for that as we go deeper into this crisis.
Yeah, I already marked that PC the Kara Faber and her crew is partnering with PCDC, and so it's a great little community we work with. So, do we need to make a motion to receive the?
No.
Thank you for the report. Thanks for working with the community like that, Ron, and your staff and foundation.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Ron.
Item 7, update and discussion of the city's pandemic response.
So I included this in your packet just so you were aware of what we've done at the city in response. We welcome your comments. Kim and Brian and I actually sit down about once every other day and work on this. So we just welcome your comments, and if you have any direction that we'd like to go or things that you need us to do, think that we should do, we're just open to suggestions, and we want you to know what we would do.
And Kim made a change on the landfill as far as not doing the twice a month deal.
You
It'll
absolutely
be by
wouldn't
appointment.
believe how many people use the landfill on a personal basis. And there's just loads of them, and so when we closed the landfill, we got call after call after call after call. And we just felt like in order to serve the public correctly, we needed to at least allow them at some point in time to be able to come to the landfill. So Kim come up with that program. I think it's a good program. We'll have extra workers there on this Saturday, in order to control the flow and the number of people and places at any point in time. We ordered an extra credit card reader so that one can be outside of the landfill, but Amazon doesn't ship like they did, and so it won't be here for a week and a half. But at some point in time, that'll be out there, and that way, we don't want anybody to have to go into the weigh station, into the office at all.
Well, this is kind of a fluid program because it's a learning curve of seeing what works and what doesn't. And so appreciate how you guys have worked on this.
Well,
They've updated that a little bit. I've heard a couple complaints that contractors had a couple dump trailers that can't unload. But if you call ahead, make an arrangement, make a time, we make allowances for those.
We didn't want the city to be buried in everybody else's trash.
True.
We have a few vacant lots, but we do not want them covered with
trash.
Just got them cleaned up.
We're trying to clean it up instead of.
Okay, and that's it. Unless you've got suggestions or anything, that's all I really have for you. It's in front of you. So.
Like you said, it's pretty fluid. We could change here next week. We could change tomorrow.
I see in the paper that we closed the parks and the restrooms in the parks. I guess the only comment I would have on that, we did come across a truck driver one night last week that was trying to find a bathroom and didn't really want to go in a convenience store. You know, I could see where bathroom in the park would be easy for somebody to go in and
Yeah.
do their thing without having to bump into other
Right.
people. You know, I don't know if we could alter that to leave one bathroom open
I
and
think
have the
one of
guys hit it like
one of the
maybe 2 or
reasons
3
we did
times a
that,
day to
especially
clean.
with the new bathroom anyway, is that the fixtures will retain that virus so long, and we didn't want to have somebody go in every, I don't know how often you have to do it, but
Yeah.
all the time to spray it down and disinfect
Yeah.
it. So that was our concern there.
Yeah. I know that was just one instance I ran into. This guy was kind of desperate for a bathroom, and he was actually stopping. We were in line at McDonald's, and I said, well, they're just doing drive-through right now. And he said, well, I'm needing a bathroom. And he really didn't want to go in a convenience store, but he didn't know where else to go. So I think McDonald's, they went ahead and let him in then. And
From what I've seen, the convenience stores are really doing a good job, I think, of disinfecting every so
Yeah.
often and stuff. I don't know about their bathrooms, but
yeah.
I've been in to get coffee a couple times. And
I just wanted to bring that up as a instance I ran across. So
Yeah, that'd be an issue.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
We don't want to fill out the bushes. Open discussion? Kim?
Nothing right now.
Hey, Kim, question for you. We have a collapsed sewer line up there north of 14th. Residents, is things still working okay for now?
Right now, we had Johnson Services here last week, and they cambered it, and they found it. We were waiting to get a price back from municipal to see what it would cost to go down and get that fixed. Once we get that price, and once they can schedule it, we will have to go down and have municipal repair that. I haven't looked for sure, but I think it's around 12 to 15 foot deep, and we need to get that repaired.
Are the residents, are they still getting by?
Yeah, I don't think there's any problem with any blockage right now. When they cambered it, there was nothing in there.
That's good.
Except the plate tile that it broke, from the top of the sewer line. But it's able to get by it right now.
Good, thanks. Rod, you have anything?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes?
Good. No, I don't have anything.
Okay. Good to have you on Zoom. Is Brian on?
Yeah. I've got-
Okay. Dane?
I don't have anything. I said nothing.
I think the chief is down in his office, but I don't think he's on.
I didn't see him.
We do have the new officer have started and so have not met him. I think I saw him once. So, the only thing I have for comment, you didn't have anything, Daniel?
I'm good.
Thanks for putting this Zoom on. Thanks to council members who making this happen. We can still pay our bills and get our social distancing. And thanks for not giving me hugs tonight. And Mike Sisson's last couple more days of work and he's hanging around. Still gonna be around the council though. Other than that, I think we can adjourn this meeting.
Anybody else have a comment?
Oh,
Next meeting, are we all gonna be doing the Zoom thing?
I think let's try all Zoom next meeting. I'll probably be up here, but other than that, everybody, and maybe the mayor want to be up here. If you get too many people in here with a device.
Are we shut off on the camera now?
What's that?
Are we shut off on here?
Oh, no, we're not yet, but we can finish our discussion.
Okay.
If you get too many people with devices up here, it crowds the internet, and if we run out of broadband, and it just shuts down. I noticed when you guys had your phones on and this was on. And the reason that I couldn't have this on the screen is because the internet, the wireless for the projector and the wireless for the internet interfere with one another, and so when Zoom started, it'd stop and start and stop and start and stop and start, because there was internet going between two sources, so I couldn't have this on the screen. I tried. Anything else? Randy?
I would like to see a committee set up for the next, more than 2 weeks, but at least these next 2 weeks to work on this ball field project and work with the staff so we're not missing any steps here. We need to get to working on this as a group and know, so everybody's on the same page. And I'm going to recommend the council president be on the committee and myself. I think 2 of us from the council is enough.
Those are volunteers then, right?
Yes.
I didn't see anything from volunteers.
I seen your
I
hand.
saw your hand way up. I saw both of them go.
Yeah, it
Raise your
did. I
hand
seen it.
so you're elected. But we need a coordinated study on this in the next 2 weeks. We've got to get this thing figured out, what we're going to do.
We can work with Kim maybe and with the mayor in the discussion, and
Yeah.
maybe have some conversations with Bob too, as
Yeah.
far as, he seems like he's kinda working toward figuring out some of the money side of it too, so.
We hear from Bob Regger and see, get his input on it.
Yeah, I think that way we'll have all of our ducks hopefully in a row to where we could have a good solid vote on what we're doing.
Right.
Hear from Kim Heinrich, see what, any possibilities. She must not have heard anything yet, but.
Let's just get it all put together, so at the next meeting, we can, everybody's up to speed with where we're at. I don't know if Kim's still on, but we can talk to him
If you can
tomorrow.
relay it to him, Dane, and
Yeah.
kinda work something out where we can kinda get this all kinda figured out, so.
Okay.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Doug?
That's about good for me, so. I don't really volunteer
That
for
was a
anything else
lot.
yet.
I'm good.
Mike wanna sing Kumbah? Yeah, before we,
Not
a
yet.
couple more days?
Not yet.
I'm just hoping
You
you
done
get
working
called
yet?
out. I'm just hoping you get called out again today.
No, I'm not gonna get called out anymore. I was told it.
Okay.
Not work any harder.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, right here, early.
I haven't taken on a part-time job, but I've